It's week 3 of the National Football League,
where we'll see two of the NFL's oldest and most storied franchises.
It's the Giants and the Commanders on Thursday night.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the outskirts of the nation's capital. It's Northwest Stadium in Landover, the home of the Commanders. So good to have you with us, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson here in the booth. Partner, these are a couple of teams that struggled a year ago, finished out of the playoffs. They were under 500, but that's what you love about the NFL. A new season brings renewed optimism.
Absolutely, and really, Mike, a lot of new faces at critical places. I mean, there is a lot of new pieces to the puzzle here, both coaching staff and the roster of players. They believe last year is over. They do not think...
Out is Eddie Pinheiro to get this one started. And off we go here on a Thursday night. A return now from the 4. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The Washington offense going to make their way to the field for the first time. They are led by the former Heisman Trophy winner out of LSU, Jayden Daniels.
We both could get the sense from talking to him this week leading up to today's game, Mike, just the amount of pressure he felt that was on his shoulders. And frankly, in the entire locker room, they need to get their first win. When you study NFL history, starting a season 0-3, how many teams have ever made the playoffs in the Super Bowl era? Only 6. So if they want to get a chance to find themselves in the playoff hunt, if they just want to get their season on track, a win today is going to go a long way.
And that one knocked away. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot. I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks, and now they got a 4th down decision to make.
And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Giants offense making their way out for the first time. They'll be led out by the young man in his 2nd season in the NFL.
Last week, when you go back and watch and study this tape, Mike, the problem is at the quarterback position, you need to be a difference maker. Last week, they were trying to overcome his poor performance, and you're just not going to be able to do that week in and week out at this level. Your quarterback has to be a driving force. He has to be a productive player within your system, and when you turn the ball over the way he did last week, and not really lead to any points or any real sustained success on offense, that is a hard combination if you expect to win. So they're going to need more production, they're going to need more touchdowns, and they're going to need less turnovers. It's asking a lot. It's a big change from last week, but without it, I don't know if they can expect the results to ever change. Remember what they told us, Mike, leading up to this game. They said it is so critical for us to find success, especially on 3rd down. We want to maintain possession, extend these drives. Well, the first crack comes up and they fail through the air, and we're going to have to regroup and be able to have better success throughout the remainder of this game.
The Commanders offense going to take over now for the 2nd time. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Pitts is the man in motion. They run it straight ahead with Pollard. And a nice run there as he surges forward, a gain of 8, and sets up 3rd down. Back to throw. White. To the right. That's Pitts.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Giants offense ready for their second possession. They had a disappointing quick 3-and-out on that opening drive, so they'll try it again here in a scoreless game with 1st and 10. On the ground, it is Bigsby to start this drive. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. That's complete. It's Parker Washington. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here now, 3rd and 5. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
Just a great individual effort, and when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments, because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time.
Here's their punter now. And John's to punt for the 2nd time in this opening quarter. Now fair catch is taken back inside the 40. The Commanders' offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They'll start out 1st down and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. They'll give it to Pollard to start this drive. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down. Here's White to throw. Over the middle, that's his tight end, Pitts. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Throwing is White. Open man, left side. He's got it. It'll be a pickup of 10. 1st down, Washington.
These 3rd down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on 3rd down.
Man in motion is Brown. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. He'll work this ahead for 2, maybe 3. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. Another run here for Robinson. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Pitts is the man in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
The Giants offense headed back to take over once more. They'll start with great field position up at their 45. On the carry, this is Tyler Algier. He'll push forward for about a yard. A tackle made by the former first-rounder, Javon Kinlaw. Here's 2nd and 9. Now, faking the give. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
So after picking up some positive yardage on first down, they end up going backwards on second. That sack now brings up 3rd and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
Throwing now on 3rd and long. That is caught downfield. It's Johnson, the tight end. That's well done as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they're going to run, and it's Bigsby. And he'll work his way down inside the 40. Deron Payne there for the stop. Here's a 2nd and 6. And he gets that to Hardman. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Here's a handoff to Bigsby. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. Back to throw. Now a short one caught by the tight end Johnson. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll throw out of the gun. He'll try to run for it. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the first down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Back to the air once more on 2nd down.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
Taken in right side by the tight end Johnson. Eddie Pinheiro going to come on to try a field goal now. This about as short as you can get. Pinheiro's kick is good. And the Giants will take a 3-0 lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
This will be returned from the 6. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. White. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
Third downs, Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on third downs, that is a recipe for success.
They'll try the jet sweep. Here comes Brown. And this defense having nothing of that. They get him down behind the line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. To throw is White. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down. Now White. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on first and second down, Mike. Living in these third and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Returnable from the 17. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drop. This one taken in by Hyatt. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
He has Hyatt complete. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. He'll get this out wide. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7. Straight ahead, it's Bigsby. And he's going to struggle to get back to the line, maybe a yard. Deron Payne there for the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9. There's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get this ahead. Gain of about 4. And it leads to third down. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. It's a pickup of 13 yards. That's good for a Giants first down.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
A run up the middle with Bigsby. He'll take this forward for about a yard at best. Frankie Louvu there to make the play defensively. They'll run the toss with Bigsby. And he is stopped in his tracks. Loss of a couple on the play. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Giants, on the strength of 2 field goals, take a 6-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Here comes the Washington offense now. They get set to take over. They're still in search for their first points in this one, but only trailing 6-0. And this drive will begin with a first down. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. And some space opens as he's brought down following a gain of 6. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. They'll go again with Robinson. And he's going to get first down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
Here's White. A pass complete to Noah Brown. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. This one intercepted. Picked off by Bobby Okereke. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see, and it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment, uplifting for them. Big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense. You get yourself an easy touchdown. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They find themselves down 13-0 here. As they try to get things started offensively, it's 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. On the ground, it's Robinson.
Holding offense.
Pitts is the man in motion. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. Back to throw. White. He'll get this one complete to Brown. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And finally, we see this offense find a little bit of life here early in this first half. They've struggled to get anything going early on, but at least this play has them on the move. Now, can they finish this drive and finally put some points on the scoreboard here in the first half?
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. They'll look to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
For the most part, he's been very accurate with the ball. I mean, he's completing over 60% of his passes, but because they haven't been able to get any big explosive plays, continue to push the ball downfield, hasn't really translated on the scoreboard just yet.
And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on third down.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
They'll try to run for it with Robinson.
Well, we have an early decision here, Mike. How aggressive does this coach want to be on this 4th down try? I think you got to keep your offense out there. You have a prime opportunity to take the fight to them, extend this drive, and hopefully be able to come away with points.
A field goal, no gimme from this distance. They'll go on 4th down. They'll run for it, and it's Pollard. And he's going to have a Commanders 1st down. Oh, they take a chance there on 4th and 1, but it's a gain of 3 and a new set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Now a deep ball looking for Brown. That one incomplete. They can't hook up there. And that incompletion takes us to the 2-minute warning. Here's White to throw. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff going to get a chance to look him over during the break.
A 44-yard attempt.
He makes up for the earlier miss. This time, the kick is good. And the Commanders are on the board just before halftime.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Giants offense ready for this next possession. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with 1st down. Right away, they'll set up to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
This is such a critical moment in the game, that middle 4 minutes, the final 2 minutes of the first half, and then the possession to come out of the halftime break. So maximizing this possession here before halftime is critical. See if you can get a drive starter. See if you can get an easy completion to kickstart a 2-minute mode. And that's what they got here. Now they got to see if they can go down and steal some points.
They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Now they'll set up to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. And the Giants here will use the first of their timeouts. And they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. He's got his tight end. That's Johnson. And he's trying to power forward, but no dice. They're going to stop him behind the line.
Mike, did you see how hyped the sideline got after that run after catch? I mean, I thought the bench was going to run out onto the field to celebrate. He refused to go down on first contact and second contact, for that matter.
Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for the Giants. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds.
At their own 26-yard line.
3 tight ends in the game to start the drive. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Micah McFadden, the linebacker, there on the tackle. So we've reached halftime here in our Thursday Nighter to start the new NFL week. As we get you down to Florida, Orlando specifically, where the coach is, Jonathan Coachman, has our EA Sports. And no rest for the weary. Let's get right back to it. Quarter number 3 set to begin. The dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Giants offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. We'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
They just have to be better on 1st down. They've got to find a way to continue to operate ahead of the sticks, and I don't mind throwing it on 1st down. That is the best down in football to attempt to pass, but if they don't protect the passer, none of it's going to matter.
Throwing now from the gun. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throw away.
Early in this drive, they're trying to establish some offensive rhythm, but now after that 2nd down sack, really puts them in a must-pass. You don't want to be in 3rd and long very often in the NFL. It's not a very high percentage conversion rate, and with the danger of a 3-and-out, they better hold up here in pass protection. That's just one of those drives that was out of whack from the start, Mike. They just couldn't get anything going on the early downs, and they'll most likely punt the ball away and hope that their defense can do the same thing and get them the ball back.
This kick hangs up, and the fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. The Commanders' offense trotting back out for their first involvement of this second half. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. He'll get in behind his blockers, get forward for a pickup of 3. That's Bobby Okereke there for the stop. The motion man here is McClure. Throwing is White. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short. 3rd and a yard. A give, and here comes Robinson. He's got nowhere to go. The defensive front controlling the line of scrimmage there. And that's going to bring up 4th down.
You want to see linebackers play downhill, Mike, meaning there's not a lot of side-to-side pursuit. They're attacking the line of scrimmage, attacking the ball carrier. That's exactly what we saw out of this guy here. He's able to make the stop at the line of scrimmage and keep it to no gain.
The Commanders set to kick this one away. He's on to punt it for the 4th time tonight. And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. Here's the Giants offense. Now they get set to take over once more. They'll begin with 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Quick throw here is complete. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he's going to weave his way forward. That's a 1st down at the 44-yard line.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Back to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball. And he will go all the way. Mecole Hardman. Touchdown, Giants. His first touchdown of the new campaign. A beautiful combination in the air there, the pass downfield, and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense and running back Brian Robinson on the field for their next drive. And really, he has not produced a whole lot of highlights as we thought about coming in that he could be a featured back in this one. Instead, no running lanes, no room to operate, stuck at the line of scrimmage, and generally taking this offense out of its flow. Thrown left side, the catch is made, and they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 31-yard line.
And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks. So don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
Just his first catch. They have held him in check so far, but that one gives him a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down.
Really nice job by this running back here, Mike. I don't think this play was blocked particularly well. I think it was a combination of his patience and then his speed around the left side to not only pick up the first down, but pick up good yardage while he was at it.
He'll carry this one inside the 20, into the red zone. Give him 8 on that carry. He'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. To throw is White. He'll go right and find his running back. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
The motion man here is McLaurin. White. This one caught at the 4. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same.
And he's in! Touchdown, Commanders! And hold on to that football, young man. That's a keeper. His first NFL touchdown.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with the touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Hardman now to return it. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. He'll drop to throw. He'll try to hit him with a screen. And it'll be a short pickup that's not enough for the first down. Here's third down and a few inches. He'll try and run here with Bigsby. A gain there of 10 yards. First down, Giants.
So as we take a look at the box score, Mike, you realize here they got the lead. We're in the second half, but they don't have a lot of rush yards. It's because they use the passing game to score points and establish the lead. Now, how we judge their run game is from here to the end of the game. Can they pile up yards now in the second half and close this game out? Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, second and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
And he will not be able to get free, picking up only a yard. Now, it's third down. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. On third down, they'll set up to throw. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
And a fair catch is taken. It is just inside the 20-yard line. The home team's offense back onto the field for their next possession. And time again, Greg, the yards on the ground have been very difficult to come by.
Yeah, and it really goes against conventional wisdom, Mike. You hear so often everyone talk about you run the ball to open up the pass, and really that's not necessarily true. Oftentimes when you're having trouble on the ground, the best way to open things up underneath is by passing the ball, and that could be a variety of ways. Throwing it downfield, screen passes, swing passes. Just get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and open things up.
Here's second and 2. They run over center with Robinson. And the defense all over this one. They knock him down. It'll go down as a loss of 2. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. They go 5 receivers for third down and 4. The motion man here is McLaurin. Now White. Open man left side. He's got it. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. It's a give up the middle to Robinson. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. We'll try again here. Second and 10. Pitts is the man in motion. Here's White. Short throw taken by Pitts. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down. Here's a third down and 4. The motion man here is McLaurin. Back to throw. White. That one complete to Brian Robinson. And he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of action. The Commanders about to send this one away, as he'll come on to kick for the 5th time here tonight. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Back to throw here to begin the drive. And open downfield, it's Johnson. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
Defensively, you put so much effort about defending the middle of the field. You know that's the valuable real estate every offense is looking to attack. But what does that do, Mike? It makes you a little susceptible to the throws outside the numbers, and it leads to a chunk play.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Out of the gun, they're going to run, and it's Bigsby. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's 2nd down. They'll look to throw. That one's complete. It's Tank Bigsby. Well, he's brought down. That pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He has Hyatt complete. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down. That is caught by Washington. And he will have a Giants 1st down. They wind up with a gain of 11 on 4th down. Lone back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. They'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Now they give it to Bigsby, heading right. And he tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not happen here. I think he's going to lose a yard.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Eddie Pinheiro going to come on to try a field goal now. This from extra point range, a 33-yard field goal attempt.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
So Pinheiro had the field goal a moment ago, and now he's back out to kick it away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. To the right, that's Pitts. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 47.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Now a ball deep, middle of the field.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
A gain there of 11. Good for a Commanders 1st down.
There's a big conversation going on right now around the NFL about what is the true value of having a run game. And I've always thought it comes down to being good at 3 situations. Can you run the ball in the 4th quarter with a lead? How well can you run the ball?
And he will score! Game on! Harry McLaurin, touchdown Washington. Greg, they are pecking away at this one now. Very big touchdown. Gets them right within reach of pulling this comeback off.
Well, Mike, at the very least, they've given themselves a chance, but can they get a stop and get the ball back again for a chance to go down and really make this one interesting.
Now it's York for the PAT. The kick is good. And the Commanders are back within 6. So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Hardman now to return it. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And they're going to mark him down up past the 35.
Fourth quarter, you find yourself protecting a one-possession lead. It's a fine line, Mike, between do I keep the ball on the ground, continue to work the clock, or stay aggressive, try to extend this lead to a multiple-possession game. That's the balance this play caller is dealing with right now.
It's a big play when they needed it the most. And even 50 yards.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
On the move at the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. And he gets that to Hardman. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them
Delay of game.
5.
Offense. Still 2nd down.
Following the penalty, they'll run it. And good red zone running here, taking it inside the 10-yard line. Pickup of 8. This crowd into it now as we get to 3rd down. Out of the gun, he'll throw. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Jalen Hyatt. Touchdown, New York. Their head coach, 2 fingers in the air. They'll say no to the extra point and go for 2. They'll drop to throw. This is caught. He's got it. And they tack 2 more onto their lead.
Mike, I think all of us can remember exactly where we were during a certain Super Bowl where throwing the ball this close to the goal line ended up being a disaster. But unlike that time, they ran this pass play to perfection, and the result, 2 points.
So now, after the touchdown, Pinheiro out to kick it away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And they'll bring him down just shy of the 30-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been in control of this offense. Want to run you through some of the action from earlier on. You've got the 2 touchdown passes, over 200 passing yards. He has been excellent all game long. Here is 1st and 10. Here's White to throw. Over the middle, that's his tight end, Pitts. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Brings up second and 3.
Throwing is White. Over the middle, he's got McLaurin. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Now pass deep for McLaurin. It hangs up a bit too much. It's intercepted. Picked off by Tyler Nubin.
And that should be the final dagger in this one. I mean, barring something dramatic happening here, Mike, I just don't think there's enough time or possessions left in this game to pull off any sort of comeback.
The Giants offense make their way out to take over once more. As we look back at some of the highlights in this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Now a timeout here by Washington. That is their second. And they'll get together prior to this second down play. They'll work the middle here with Algier. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. Catch number 7 so far in this one. And a first down.
And that first down should all but do it, Mike. With only one remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
So a road win here for the Giants. They get the home victory here in the division in the first of their 2 scheduled matchups. They'll have a chance to go for the season sweep on the road later in the season. And that'll do it for my partner Greg Olson. For our entire team, I'm Mike Tirico. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night from just outside